Alright, so yesterday I went and watched Midway, which is the historic event that happened after Pearl Harbor. Alright, so don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and check out my Twitch stream, which is in the links in the description box down below. So Midway, it cost just shy of 60 million, so 59.5 million to make. It's 2 hours and 18 minutes long, and so far in its opening weekend, it's got around about 43 million back in the box office. So I assume it's going to get its money back. And, you know, this is a pretty good film. You're like, it's come at the perfect time for me because obviously we've had all the Remembrance Sunday and everything, all the Remembrance time for our soldiers. And obviously I'm in the British Army myself. So, you know, all this war stuff is always really crazy to see because it's like, it's so surreal how nuts it was back then. You couldn't even imagine it happening now, like let alone being in it and a part of it. It's like the last thing you want. But yeah, so this film, obviously, it's, you know, you kind of cover a bit of like the peace after World War One between the Americans and Japanese. You know, you sort of have that kind of first start with the intelligence officers there with Yamamoto, just having a bit of a chill chat. And he's like, no one wants to start a war, do they? No one wants a war. And you see Yamamoto sort of stare, and you're like going, oh shit, you know he's planning something, which later on he does. The Japs, you know, really catch the Americans out with, obviously they have a big force, more carriers, more battleships, you know, they're prepared, you know, they just real determined. And this kind of like, it really shows how naval and air battle is wildly different from, you know, everyone's like seen Band of Brothers, everyone's seen all those things, you know, everything on the ground is always horrendous. But when you're out in sea or when you're out in the plains, you know, once you go down, there's no saving you, because you've then got the freezing waters to deal with, or your wing could be shot. You're still fine. If you can't parachute out, you're going to crash into the water and explode, or you're going to parachute into the water and probably freeze to death and die anyway. So, you know, anything out in the sea makes it 10 times worse. Yeah, and it all takes like one bomb. And this is like a crazy escalation of like intelligence, you know, trying to think where the people are going to attack, where the Japanese are going to be, where they're going to attack, where their ships are going to be, and you sort of see all the intricate cogs going, you know, they're all trying to out-strategize each other, yeah, and it's very like madness, just because they're playing about with millions upon millions of dollars worth of kit and equipment and ships, and obviously people putting their lives on the line for this kind of stuff. But the only thing that bothered me in the film, like, yeah, everything looked fantastic, you know, but the only thing that bothered me was one actor, which was the Ed Skrein, who played Dick Best. He really bothered me. He come across too cocky and arrogant and like up his own sort of arse kind of thing. I really didn't like him as a person. Really bugged me. But, you know, in terms of everyone else, all the cast, the crew were really good. Very, like, they all spotted. The intelligence officer was real cool. Everyone else was like bang on. Yamamoto, you know, very serious looking dude. Yeah, he was a real good actor. Yeah, everyone and everything was done well. But I just couldn't stop hating Dick Best. He was the most annoying dude on the planet. Every time he was on screen, I'd sort of like the film, I'd sort of come out of the film and be like, God, what an absolute arsehole, you know. And then he'd go, and then I'd be brought back into the film. So him, he's the only off-putting thing he was. But in terms of, you know, sheer scale of the battles, how the choreography of the plane battles to the dive bombing, to the actual big bombers, you know, to the submarine and everything. You know, everything just was done so well and scary kind of thing. When you seen the view from the planes, and then you got all the battleships firing fucking thousands of rounds of ammo everywhere, just seeing rounds, and you're like, how are these planes not being shot instantly? Because as soon as the battleship starts unloading their anti-aircraft guns, it's just all they can see is bullets. You're like, fucking hell. And these planes just like diving straight at the ships. You're like, what the fuck is going on? You know, what kind of mentality must you have to pull this kind of stunt off? But yeah, also, because I've been watching on Netflix, I've finished watching now, the World War II in colour. So obviously it's 10 episodes, covers all the stages. Obviously it covers the Pearl Harbor and Midway. So I've got a real back knowledge before this film of the characters, you know, the stuff that happened before it and why it sort of escalated this level and that. But yeah, it's a real good film because it's a historic event and it's made very good. You know, anything was true from World War II or best of their ability to be true from World War II or one, you know, they're a must watch because it's part of our history, it's part of, you know, how the world's been shaped as it is now and stuff. So it's worth watching, let alone it's a great film, but it's worth watching because, you know, the historic meaning behind it and obviously what these men did, you know, for their country. So, you know, it's a must watch because of multiple reasons. But yeah, overall, it's a real good film. Like, I would definitely give it like a 7 out of 10. But yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.